Hi everyone, my name is Christina and I wanted to show you how I apply my Jamberry nails. I do things a little bit different than the official video, but I do recommend that everyone watches that first. I was having some trouble with some buckling and a little bit of lifting, and so I just kind of played around with some different methods and came up with my own. So I wanted to share that. I start by washing my hands with Dawn soap to make sure to get all the oils off of my hands. And then if you have really oily nail beds, I recommend that you soak your hands in some cool black tea for about 5 minutes. And that way that'll really draw it out, and then wash your hands again, and that should make your hands nice and prepped and ready for the nails. I then use either an alcohol wipe or I use some nail polish remover, and I wipe down all my fingers, and I use a cuticle pusher and make sure that all of your cuticle nails are pushed back, because if the wrap touches any kind of skin, it'll lift. And so then your nails are prepped and ready to go. Then you have your Jamberry nail wrap, and it's a clear backing, so that will help you to line up to see which nail fits best. I would err on the side of being a little bit too small, because if it's too big at all, that'll really lift and buckle on the side. So just be really careful with that. And if you need to, and oftentimes I do, I take the nail scissors and I trim them just to make sure they fit my nail perfectly. So, and for the sake of time, I've cut out a wrap for my ring finger, and I'm going to show you how I put it on. So I use some tweezers to lift this off, because you do not want to touch the wrap with your hand. If you do, you can transfer some oils and it can ruin the wrap. So there we go, that's on the tweezer there. Then I turn my heater on. I have the Jamberry heater, which I love. You can see it there, but you can use a blow dryer, which is fine. That works just as great. So I heat this up. I don't know if you can see it there. There we go. I heat this up in front of the heater until it starts to curve, and you can kind of see it getting all flexible and bendy. So then I turn that off, and then I place it, and then I line it up perfectly with my nail. I don't want to go too close to the cuticle at the bottom, but as close as possible. And then I just kind of line it up so it's straight. Okay, so it's just kind of laying on there. And then what I do is I press really hard at the cuticle. I press down the center, and I press down the sides. So that's what the official video tells you to do. That's kind of how I did my jammy cures at first, but I did find I was still having trouble with my really curved nails, just not having a really good fit. And yeah, just getting some buckling on the side and some lifting. So what I started to do was the pull and stretch method. I do it still a little bit different than the methods you'll see on YouTube, because I wait till this is on, it's warm, it's on my nail, and then I stretch. So I stretch really hard down, and just kind of down, out and down, and to the side, down, and I pull, pull, pull. And I'm pulling so hard I'm kind of stretching the excess wrap, but I am, because it's still warm, even though it's on the nail, I'm able to just get a really beautiful fit, and I'm able to get all the buckles out, and I almost just kind of stretch it on my nail. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's on there so beautifully now that I've stretched it out. And then what I do is I use the Baggie method just to make sure this has a really good seal. And all the Baggie method is a Ziploc bag. You just twist it around your finger, hold it really tight, turn your heater on, and put that up against the heater. It gets really hot inside the bag and just helps to get a really good seal, especially around the tip. Hold it there till it gets warm. There we go. And then I use my cuticle pusher, and I just ensure that there's a really good seal all the way around. So I push at the tip, down at the tip. I push down at the sides, push, 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 put a lot of pressure all around. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And there we go. So, and I do, sometimes I get lifting at my cuticle, or my hair gets caught in it, so I pay special attention to my cuticle. And then I use my finger again, down the middle, on the sides, the cuticle, and we're done. One thing I do differently as well, like another thing I do differently than the official video, is I do not file this right away because it's warm, and I find if I file it while it's warm, it just gets kind of sticky and it doesn't give me a really nice smooth finish. So I wait till this is completely cooled. I do, however, clip off the excess because that's really annoying to have hang in there when you're finishing your manicure. So I clip that off and I kind of leave it ragged until I'm done at least one hand and I know that it's cooled down. Once it's cooled, take your file and you want to go directly down and just file it very gently. You'll kind of start to see the little bit of excess there, you'll kind of see it roll under your nail, and just gently down until it's all gone. Make sure you do the entire length of it and width of it, and then it's done, and you just kind of pick off that excess and you'll have a beautiful, flawless manicure set. I'm finding I'm getting almost 2 weeks out of mine, and I'm really hard on my hands using this method, and yeah, it looks, you can't really see great on here, but they're looking really good. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot from this, and it can help you when you're applying your beautiful Jamberry wraps. Thanks for watching.